basically, if you've noticed, I've been just in post. I've just been shrinking it down.
Oh.
That way we have more green screen behind us. Instead of getting the white on the sides,
Mm-hmm.
this will just be green, and I can make us smaller in the video. So,
Extreme close up.
anyways, here we are. Not week 21 of quarantine. I don't even know what week it is, but episode 21. We are in, and nothing has really changed since last week, other than getting to have a quarantine birthday. So I'm now 33.
Old, old, and more forgetful. His brain has been fried.
No,
He's
no,
forgetting things and losing the remote like 10 times in the couch and
that was
tripping
weird.
over
I don't know what
her own
was happening.
feet.
I think it's lack of sleep.
Oh, well,
Um,
that could be a problem too.
but anyways, we didn't do anything crazy, obviously, because of what we're going through right now. But we had a delicious birthday dinner. I forgot to send me the photos so I could post those, but I'll do it. Ordered sushi. Um, it was delicious, and then we watched the movie Extraction, which we did a reaction to, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
Chris Hemsworth starred in it. It was cool to see some Indian gang going on in movies. It's that type of Indian cartel, but it was kind of, I thought it was John Wick mixed with Olympus Has Fallen with Gerard Butler. The action was good. There were some scenes where Jamie had to turn away real quick because they don't shy away from getting violent in it. Even with a
I'm
couple
just
of,
wimpy. I'm not against violence in movies and stuff. I'm just wimpy when it comes to some things. So
which is so weird because as a kid she used to watch all the horror movies like Pet Cemetery and all that stuff. So
now
it's
I'm a
weird
big
that
chicken.
now she's a big
Everything
baby.
scares me. I'll watch it. I like the thrill of it, but I still get scared and close my eyes and he yells at me. I'm sure we've talked about this before.
Yeah. So that was a birthday Saturday. We I guess we can continue this into our next segment, which is the quarantine shock of the beach. Saturday for just to carry on doing something for the birthday instead of just sitting on the
Well,
couch
every
all
Saturday
day.
has been since quarantine. Saturday has been kind of our get out of Dodge, take a drive down the coast, whatever
Yeah.
coast, whether it's Morro Bay, to Ragged Point, Avila, Pismo. We have just been driving and
Just driving.
windows down and just cruising, getting the fresh air. It's our, for myself, it's my happy place. It's just my go-to for free therapy.
Yeah.
But that's kind of been our Saturday routine anyway. So we get stuff done in the morning and then head out, usually get lunch or dinner while we're out. But yeah, so we went to, where did we go? Pismo.
Pismo first, yeah.
And that was to get food. So we got hoagies for lunch, which is delicious. We've talked about, I think, hoagies before. Their food is bomb. If you go, you're always bound to wait in line that wraps around the, corner because they're so popular. Obviously, they're only doing to-go orders. So, after we sat and waited for you to get through first on the
Yeah.
phone because it was busy, put the order in and went to go pick it up. And it was insane. Like, you would have thought that Pismo was having a holiday weekend.
Yeah.
Like, it did not look like a shelter in place is in place. Like, it was nuts.
Yeah, it was not like she said, holiday. It wasn't like, oh, there's a few people out more than usual. It looked like it was Memorial Day weekend.
Yeah. Only difference is some of the main parking lots are closed, so people are parking other areas.
Yeah.
But for the most part, and it's just weird because it's supposed to be, restricted. They're trying to, keep the paid parkings only allowing you an hour. No, you're not supposed to be bringing towels and lounging, on the beach. You can walk the beach for an hour. You can surf, you can swim, you can jog, but that's it. But I think that it's just reached a point because the weather was beautiful. Now, it took everything in me not to say, screw it, let's go on the beach. You guys can go swim. I'm laying out because it was gorgeous
Yeah.
weather, which ultimately is probably what everybody was thinking. And it was, I think there were just so many people that they could not enforce the regulations they were trying to put in place, as far as closing up the beaches.
And without trying to judge anybody, but also by judging everybody, you're selfish.
Yeah.
And I get it. If you don't agree with some of the politics or what government is saying right now, then that's your beliefs. It's fine to believe that. And if you are saying fuck it because of those, but for the people that are trying to follow order, we get it too. Everyone's going insane,
Yeah.
and without getting into the politics of it all, it's just I really do think it's selfish to be out there. I mean, you don't think that kids who are sick, or even the elderly that would love to take a stroll on a beautiful day, or not, just something small like that. Like we would have loved, like Jamie said, we would have been out there in a heartbeat, but it just we would have been adding to the problem.
Yeah. And
So
ultimately, I mean, I honestly can say, like, even us taking our drives and getting out of the car to get, pick up, well, he gets out and picks up the food, but we've pulled over on the side of the road and taken pictures. Yesterday, Cruzy forgot his water, or he finished it and it was hot, so he needed
oh,
water. So we did park in Avila, which was also crowded, not as bad as Pismo, but it was crowded. And we walked over to the Avila market, and, on the way, there was actually a lot of people out, and I had Scott take a quick few photos and a quick video for me for my TikTok and stuff. And I feel guilty. I feel guilty because you can see all the
that's
people in
so
the
weird.
background and stuff, and I feel like I did not, here I'm out and about looking like just like everybody else. Ultimately, we got out just to go grab Cruzy a water
And walk
and
back
get
to
out of
the
the car.
car.
I mean, we went there and back, took a couple photos, but even that, I do tend to feel a little guilty
Yeah.
because there is other people that aren't even doing that. Like they are like, you don't need to drive to the beach, and I get that. And I feel like I'm kind of one of those people in the middle. Some days I feel like we're not going, we're following all the rules. We're staying home. We're not going anywhere. Kids aren't going anywhere. That farthest my big kids have gone is from here to their dad's, who is literally 2 minutes away, but we're not, we're staying home, not going anywhere. Then the other part of me is like, am I being too extreme? I go down the rabbit hole sometimes of comments, and people are like, well, if you don't feel comfortable, then don't go out, but it's just one of those things where it's just that trying to find that, middle ground. And at the end of the day, I want to, help flatten the curve. And if that means not getting to lay out at the beach when it's 80 degrees out, then I will do that. I
And if,
won't.
if if we're going on a drive, I get done at the gas station. I get in the car. The first thing I do is sanitize my hands.
Yeah.
So go into the have to get water or something. Sanitize it. We're taking the precautions if we are out. You do see the signs all over that says if you are out, be smart, and that's what we are doing.
Yeah.
We're not being reckless.
Yeah.
The line at Splash Cafe
Oh,
was fucking insane.
yeah.
There were no markers. I mean, it was like it looked
It
like
was a
on a
normal day.
holiday.
It was a normal day at Splash,
People were so close, and the shitty thing is too is nobody other than a few people were wearing masks.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Yeah, it was weird. I mean, we sat in the car and ate our lunch facing the beach, and we were just in awe of the crowd. People parking around us and bringing out their, their
Coolers and
coolers, their barbecue pits,
tents and
everything.
towels,
Like it
everything.
really was just a normal day at the beach, and it was sad too because where we parked was right next to a handicap parking as well. And numerous in the time we were there eating our lunch, sitting in the car eating our lunch, numerous elderly people did pull up in their cars and park in the handicap and sit there for a few minutes, and kind of you could tell they were discussing things and left, and I don't blame them because they are more at risk by being exposed to so many people, and they probably thought they were going to be able to come and take advantage of that hour and get a nice walk on the beach in the beautiful weather. But seeing the crowds, there was no way. Granted, I do think people were spacing themselves out, like everybody wasn't like right on top of each other, but if you're walking through, there's no avoiding walking
No.
through crowds of people and stuff. So it was interesting to say the least. We're not gonna call and complain and narc. That's not us. We stay
No.
in our lane, and we do us, and you do you. But at the same time, we're just like baffled at the lack of people listening, that so many people just being out there just adding to the problem, which is why our businesses are going to continue to suffer, and we're not going to be able to open our, other businesses because of this problem. I mean, we
Yeah.
just had a large day of deaths and diagnosis the other day. So,
Yeah, the day that we get 7, new cases is the next day everyone's fucking out.
wow. Yeah.
It's insane.
What do
So,
you do?
yeah.
What can you do? You can all you can do is do what you feel is right. So crazy days for
Yeah.
sure. It's nutty, definitely.
So, moving on to our next segment, since we are all at home, I'm sure the majority of you too, not the majority, but many people are probably spending more time on social media than.
Oh, but I did want to say, and then thanks to Ashley and Jeremy because they did.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So when we got home from the beach, it was kind of funny because he told me that, what do you want to do for lunch? We'll do lunch because dinner's taken care of. So I thought he meant he already had an idea of what he wanted to do for dinner. I was like, why? What's for dinner? And he goes, I don't know, but I'm told we'll have to be home at 5:30. And I was like, well, why? What does that mean? I don't really like surprises. I kind of actually, am I not?
Front and up. right in front of you.
Great. So it was all that talking
No, no,
mumbled.
no, no.
Oh.
It's
I was like, I don't really like
there. You go.
surprises. It drives me crazy, like not knowing. So he's like, I don't know. I was just told we had to be home at 5:30, and dinner's taken care of. So I was going through all day. Is it Ashley? That was my first. Was my girl Ashley? And he was not budging on telling me. And so anyway, we're home and we're relaxing. And then sure enough, 5:30 rolled around and I look outside and little Miss Prompt that she is, Ashley was out there. And so Ashley and Jeremy Cantner actually brought us a whole delicious taco dinner from Central Coast Tacos, who are another business that's doing everything they can to stay afloat by providing taco meals for families. And so Ashley and Jeremy dropped off this massively large meal for us. We are going to eat it again tonight, and I think it was a birthday / just because type of thing. So thank you guys. It was
Yes, thank
awesome.
you.
So appreciated, and love you. So thanks for that.
All right. So, yes, with everybody being home, I'm sure that you're all spending a lot more time on social media at the end of the week, and you get those weekly reports. At least on iPhones, they send you the weekly reports of your what you're spending your time on your phone, whether it's social media, games, video, YouTube, whatever. And so I wanted to take the time, since we are on social media and putting content out there, to recognize some of our favorites. And it doesn't have to necessarily be a social media influencer. Like, take for instance The Rock. Everybody knows and loves The Rock. He's an immediate. I mean, it's easy. So I just wanted to more so take a look between 5 to 10 pages and share who Jamie looks at on almost a daily basis, like who she
Inspires me.
inspires. Yeah. So
Motivates.
we're gonna run through those lists real quick, and I'll let Jamie get started, and we can go. It's in no particular order. Did you have them in order? Do you want
I
me
didn't have
to?
any order, no.
Okay. So let's start.
I have
Here.
8. All right.
Okay.
So I took shots off of their Instagrams because primarily everybody's on Instagram. I do full Facebook and I do well with Facebook, but I do spend most of my time on Instagram. So this Miss Bella Maria is her Instagram name. She is awesome. She is a influencer, blogger. She does everything, beauty. Her TikToks are freaking hilarious, but that's new for her. TikTok is new, but her makeup, the makeup stuff that she does is freaking amazing. Like, she'll do a character, like Disney characters. She's done a bunch of them. And she plays into that with TikToks and stuff too. It's super fun. But what I love about her is she is real. Like, she is on her stories. Looking at her, you wouldn't know she's got grown kids. She's married, grown kids. She does, like, on, I think it's Tuesdays, she talks the tea on Tuesdays, and she will put up the most controversial subject people are talking about currently, and she will discuss it in her opinion. She'll put up some polls so people can vote where they're at. She'll put up your answer, and discuss it. She won't put you on blast, but she'll discuss like what people are saying. And I love it. One of my favorite things, and one thing that you'll see that all the people that I picked have in common, is transparency and just being real.
Yeah.
And that is what I love about her. And what I also love about her is she's got a huge following. I mean, huge following, but she's one of those ones that will respond to every comment. She follows me back. She comments on every photo, and we've been up we're both kind of in the same boat. We're not sleeping very well. And we will be online at midnight at the same time. And we've actually messaged back and forth laughing because we're like, we need to go to bed. And so it's funny. It's one of those things where you almost feel like you built a friendship with somebody, but you ultimately, I might never get to meet her in person, but she is one that I follow her, watch her content every day throughout the day. So I highly encourage you to follow her. She's fun.
It's a
She's
pretty
lot of
picture.
fun.
I like the background too, with all the colors of the steps.
She
That's
has great
cool.
photos, and she also has like the ones where she gets sponsored a lot, so she'll promote different products and stuff. She in her stories always promotes like different things, and she gets a lot of discounts and sales that she shares with us and stuff too. I absolutely love her. Like, she is awesome. Her and her husband have a great, relationship. They've been together a really long time, and like I said, she's got grown kids, and we laugh because she still buys, she did Easter baskets for her teenagers, and and it's just fun. I really have enjoyed. I probably in just less than a year been getting to know her, and so she's fun.
Okay.
That was the basic blogger bitch. So when I created my salty-ish mama Instagram, which actually at the time was the Jamie O. I was the focus was becoming was blogging, influencing, and just building from there. So obviously, I started following other bloggers, and Alex was one of the first ones that I followed, and I followed a lot. Well, what I loved about her was she immediately started, interacting with me. Like she makes you, again, kind of like Maria too, makes you feel like you're friends. Like she, is super awesome, and she's got a huge following as well. Now her content for me is funny because she definitely, I would say, is more relatable to the single younger girls in their, 20s and stuff. But she also does a lot of fun stuff. She always comments on my stuff too. I actually got a mug from her that says "Basic Blogger Bitch" on it, and she's just fun. She's just a lot of fun. Again, she keeps it real. She doesn't care. It is what it is. And so she's another one that I really enjoy following. So check her out too.
Nice.
So Stephanie, I have been following her for quite a long time. She's my favorite in the fitness industry. Not only is she body goals, yes, I have a thing for girls with thick legs. Like I love that look, and I always have loved that look. But what I love with Steph too is she posts all her fitness, all her workouts, shares all her workouts daily. If you need an idea, I've gone to her many times to find something. But she's just fun too. Most of her content is just fitness related. There's not a lot much more to it. Occasionally she'll have her kids on there working out with her and stuff, but ultimately it's just fitness related. And I just enjoy following her and being inspired to work out that day, because she doesn't miss a day.
No.
So Stephanie's awesome. I love her progress. If you go and look at her Instagram,
Yeah.
she'll show like from she first started fitness, and she's always been into health and fitness, but when she started getting into the powerlifting and the way her body has transformed over the last few years is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So, and she's so pretty. I just like her.
All right.
So Gina, so I've talked about Gina before. Gina, so now we're gonna get. Oh, I think there's only one other one that's not a local, but so
Yes,
Gina
and
is
I'm saving her for last.
local, and I absolutely love her. She is a coach for Beachbody. I've done a few different Beachbody programs. I've never really stuck with like their shakes and stuff, but not only is that, but she's so inspiring, and she also, again, is super transparent and one of the most supportive people in mine and Scott's life both.
Yeah.
She follows all of our stuff. She will comment. She will think of us when she sees something that reminds us of her. She sees something that reminds her of us. And she is just, anyway, she's going through some tough times too. Some couple different things going on with her body and some pain, but she, doesn't let her stop her. She's doing what she can. She's still, trying, inspiring and putting herself out there. Her stories are something that you should wake up to and start listening, because she is just tell it like it is as well. And she's funny though, but she truly, as far as support and just loving people, that is, Gina in a nutshell. I mean, she is funny. Like she's done some of my fun little quizzes that I've put up about, how girly are you? And she makes me laugh out loud, and she'll respond, be like, well, apparently I'm a dude, but since her and I have become friends. I mean, she's gotten makeup from me, she's gotten clothes from me, and I've helped get a little of that girliness in her, and so she's a lot of fun. She's just somebody that's just, will be your biggest support for
Yeah,
sure.
definitely one of the most caring and supportive people I've ever met. So.
Miss Kristen. So the next few people are all local people and my personal friends. So Kristen is somebody that is just puts herself out there. I just love following her because she does not give herself enough credit. She will give everybody else credit for her success and just admire everybody else, but she doesn't take enough credit for herself. And she is a go-getter. So not only is she a bilingual school teacher for first grade, but she also is a rep for Rodan and Fields, which I don't need to go into because I know most of you know what that is as far as skincare goes. And she was so scared to start. I told her, do it. I believe in you. You can do it. And she has grown up that ladder, which if you know direct sales, it's hard to do. And she is just breaking all the barriers as far as things that typically would slow somebody down in the industry. And she has done so well with it. And she is also just such a big support of everybody else. She just loves people and encouraging others and supporting others. And she is very real. Like she's got extreme anxiety that hinders her from doing a lot of things. And she shares about it. Like if you follow her stories, she will just be in tears, and not like it's not like, oh my gosh, I don't want, you're such a Debbie Downer, I don't want to listen. It's relatable. Like people that are battling with anxiety and panic attacks and things like that can hop on there and be like, oh my gosh, I relate to that. That's, and she's so transparent as well. And just got the biggest heart, definitely somebody I enjoy. And now these are all people that are super active on social media. Like they post all the time and they are very open about their lives and share and inspire, motivate me. If we were just doing like people in general that aren't on social media or like not very active on social media, we could be here all day. Because I don't want anybody's feelings get hurt. Like, well, I thought I inspire you. These are ones that I see daily. Like I just, love and admire. So Miss Heidi. So Heidi has become one of my closest, dearest friends, but she is also, she has the Charlene Ray clothing that you all are familiar with because I wear it all the time. If I'm not wearing my own boutique clothes, it's Charlie and Ray clothing. Heidi is, again, just has the biggest heart and just loves people. But at the same time, her life, I mean, she's pretty transparent with her life as well, that it's not easy. That's why she does what she does. She gets so much joy in clothing, everyone in the community for the most part. And just, she's very open, about their life and any, struggles that they have. She has a son, that's a teenage. Gosh, did he just turn 13? And that's special needs, and she's very open about it, and it's just such a breath of fresh air, like to have someone share in their daily struggles and make and Heidi's one of those ones, she will never say her heart is harder than your heart. Like she's like, everybody's heart is hard,
Yeah.
if that makes sense at all. Like because I look at her and like, why am I stressing about this, what Heidi's going through right now. And she never wants you to think that way, she never wants you to feel that way. And so I just love, and I just feel like she is just go with the flow, so chill, her and her husband both, I mean,
I don't know if
yeah.
she's allowed to get mad. I don't know. I can't see her getting mad about anything.
Yeah, she gets
I'm sure
frustrated,
you can
but
see her get
yeah,
frustrated,
she
but
gets
from
frustrated,
what
but
I've
she's
seen,
she's pretty chill person, go with the flow. Like she's just a breath of fresh air to be around for sure. So that's Miss
nice.
Heidi.
Okay.
And then Miss Summer, Pastor Robles' mom. Shout out my hats. All of our hats are Salty Blowie
Okay.
hats. My hats I wear, my leopard print hat. All my trucker hats I wear are Heidi, or Summer, sorry. Summer, who is also AKA Pastor Robles' mom. She supplies all the badass truckers in the community and probably all over the country. I came across her because of her hats. I purchased a hat, I think, from one of the yoga places, and her business info was on it, and that's when I was like, I'm gonna get hats for salty but sweet. And so that's how her and I connected, was from the hats, and she has just become someone I just love tremendously. And again, going back to being transparent, she is very open about her life. She's got young children, married. She's been with her husband for a long time. They are amazing. They share their fitness and health and their journey. They do it all. Like they do so much. But she's also been very open about her colon cancer that she's battled, and which is obviously scary. And then so she's a colon cancer survivor, also breast cancer previvor, I think is how they term it. She was told that there's a very highly likely chance that she would develop breast cancer, and she took all the precautions that she needed to prevent that from happening. And so she's been through a lot, and she's shared it all, and she's very open about it. And, she's just somebody that you can just admire, her strength and her love for just life in general, and all the people that she comes in contact with. So, again, she's just somebody that, daily I love her posts. She always has at least one post a day that is just so uplifting and just, relatable. And I love her. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Now, Jamie's last one, I saved it for last because I also have her on my
Oh, you
list.
do?
Yes. So, Emily Frisella.
Okay, so he's actually the one that introduced me to her. He's tagged me in a bunch of her stuff over, the year or whatever, and I always love the stuff. He always knows when I'm gonna like what he's tagged me in. And again, her shirt says it all. Just real as fuck. Like that's what I love about her. She is also into fitness and health and industry too, but she does a lot. Like her Instagram is a lot of stuff.
Her food, her business mentality. I think she's had like multiple businesses since like her either late teens or early 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I noticed when you were talking, yours was low.
Was it? Oh, that's
Yeah.
because I turned and looked at you.
Oh,
I need to
okay.
remember when I turn and look at you not to do that.
Oh, okay. So I enjoy her content every day. Like she always usually has at least one good post a day or every couple of days that are just relatable about life and stuff as well. She's all about like just loving herself and self love, and that's something I have such a passion about for people. And so she's just really relatable. I enjoy her stuff and everything she's done. Um,
For how big of an account she has, she's very good at getting back and engaging
Yes,
with
she is
her
another
fans
one
as
that
well.
engages as well, for sure. Like if I, react in one of her stories or comment on one of her posts, she is one that always responds. I mean, it was funny even the other day we were driving and I commented in one of her stories about something, and she sent me response back, and then she also added some emojis. But one of I didn't even notice. It's always to me kind of like a fangirl moment. But one of the emojis apparently she didn't mean to send because it didn't have anything to do with what she just said, and she goes, "Oh my gosh, wrong emoji, lol." And it was just something little that she didn't have to respond to that. She didn't have to notice that she sent me a wrong emoji, but it was just cute. Like it just was, to me, it was like these are just people, but they're just so inspiring and motivating. And I really, really appreciate those that take the time to get to know, or not so much get to know, but they interact with their following. Granted, a lot of my favorites are all locals, and their accounts are reach like some of these other people. Those are all my special friends, but they also I admire them. They inspire me and motivate me daily. But these big people that are people all over the world follow them, that take the time for us little people to just make you feel important, is pretty cool.
What's cool about Emily is she is the wife of Andy Frisella. Andy Frisella is the owner of the motherfucking CEO podcast. He also owns First Form, which is a supplement company, one of the most well-known supplement companies out there. You don't find it in any of the third-party stores, or not third-party stores, but it's all through First Form website. And it's very good stuff. But looking at both of their social medias, they are very independent, and they do. She does her thing on her social media, and he does his. They stay really in their own lanes, but they when they get together at home, they don't talk about work. They don't. It's so different. At the same time, it is same. There are similarities in what they do, but it's a different. I can't think of the word, but the different paths that they take in their social media influencing, completely different, and they're both real as fuck. Andy's very hard nosed, has a real edge to him.
Is Andy on
He
yours too?
cusses a lot. No,
No.
no. Um, but yes, I love her because, like Jamie said, of how transparent she is. If she's not she does a ton of baking. She has a lot of baking books and food books too.
She has a planner too, and if you know me, I'm
yeah,
obsessed with
yeah,
planners. I did not get one in time before they sold out, and obviously, I'm actually glad this year for particular that I didn't spend a lot of money on a planner, because I usually buy, it's what, April. Usually by now I've already gone through like two, because I decide, oh, I want this style or I like this style better. But because my planner every week is the exact same right now, since there is no sports,
yeah.
there's no
Right.
school, there's no clients, everything is very much the same every day. So next year, though, I will probably get one of her planners and try it, give it a go.
Nice.
But yeah, so those are my people. I don't know if that surprised you that the majority was a local crowd.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, that's cool
But
though.
I just, I had to go with the first people that came to mind that I, you know, see daily, that are just transparent and share their lives, and you just love them. You can't help but love
Nice.
them. So
All right, so this is in no particular order as well. We already knocked out one of mine, and that was Emily. I'm gonna go Chris, just because his main goal in life is to make people laugh. And all you have
Chris
to
D'Elia, for those of you that are listening and not watching.
yeah, okay, yeah. I forget, yeah. But there's not a day that goes by where he doesn't make me laugh, and so I make sure that if I don't see his stuff pop up, I go to the page to see what I missed, and I'm usually tagging Jamie or something. Normally, I don't have to tag her because I'll see that she's already seen it and liked it. So
It is
he's
true. If you need a good laugh, you're just having a cruddy day, go watch Chris.
yeah, and I could easily put like, because him and Brian Callen riff off each other, and I could have put him or Theo and Brendan, but they all make you laugh, but more so Chris is just Chris doesn't necessarily all he does is advertise for his podcast. He'll put content out there that isn't just regarding his podcast. So yeah, I put Chris. This one's kind of an easy one, but the reason I put Rogan on there is because he's not on there just to solely, at least on Instagram, to solely promote his show, but he puts a lot of content out, whether it's his fitness or food or hunting or whatnot. He's just a good follow because, in one of the last podcasts he said, I think it was with Dalia, he said that he just tries to be as normal as he can be. If he ever got to the point where, he said that if he ever got to the point where he needed an assistant, that meant he was doing too much. For as big as he is, he just wants to be normal, and I love that. And his Instagram really shows that he's just a normal guy that loves to do what he loves to do. He's not trying to do stuff that doesn't matter to him. So he's a really good follow, even if you're not into the JRE show. So my next one is BioLane, Lane Norton. Lane Norton rubs a lot of the people the wrong way, and that's because a lot of the people on Instagram or on social media try to sell you trends or sell you whatever's popular or whatever they believe in. The amount of schooling that Lane Norton has is enough to make your brain explode. He doesn't sell you anything, really. What he does is he's one of those, it's almost like Neil deGrasse Tyson reacting to a sci-fi movie where he's going to point out everything wrong with it, even though it's for entertaining purposes. Lane is that guy in the fitness industry where he's going to call out all the bullshit he sees, and he's going to back it. He knows how to read research papers, which is scary because sometimes when he talks, I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I don't even know how you're proving that this is wrong, but I believe you because what you're saying, And so
legit.
he will go after anybody, and anybody that comes after him, he'll come right back at it. And so I love that about him. And he says it sucks. People come after he's not trying to be a bad guy, but he is a doctor in the fitness industry, and his ultimate goal is to make sure that people are healthy and that they have the right information. So, he seems like a bad guy, but at the same time he hates the spread of misinformation and bullshit. So he's a really, really good follow on Instagram.
Pause you just real quick. You can edit if you need to.
Okay.
It's just really quiet. What's Cruzy doing? I usually hear his games or something.
Cruz, you
Okay.
good, bud?
Just checking.
Alrighty.
I just was so quiet to know if he was eating, and I just got like a weird check on my kid vibe.
That's why I told him to keep it cracked and not shut all the way.
Okay. Sorry. Carry on.
All right. The next one is Aubrey Marcus. Aubrey Marcus was, and I don't even know if you know this, the former owner of Onnit Supplements and Academy. He just recently, I think within the last month, decided to step down from the company. And Aubrey is one of the most, how do I put this? He is as lone as a wolf as you can get when it comes to, he's an independent soul. He's about adventure, he's about new experiences, he's about meditations, health, supplement, fitness. This guy does it all. Kind of like Tim Ferriss in the sense that he wants to experience everything that he can in life, whether it's psychedelics, whether it's you name it. This guy has fucking done it, and he's very open-minded. In fact, him and his ex-girlfriend Whitney, they just broke up within the last year, but and I know this isn't for everybody, but they had an open relationship, and they put a lot out there after breaking up and going this new route of what it would be like going back to like a monogamous relationship and talking about the differences. And I don't know if I've ever seen the transparency or just fearlessness that both of them did not hold back in talking about their relationship and how hard it is, how hard it was, how do you go forward. But it doesn't matter if it's relationship, fitness, health. He is just, the dude does everything. If he wants to learn some instrument that came out of a village in fucking Papua New Guinea, he's going to fucking do it.
Oh my god.
So he's a good follow just because you never know what you're going to get with him. He's just, it feels like you're on this crazy ride and vicariously living through him. So...
Oh.
And I think he stepped down from on it. I think he just said that, he was doing so much in his life that he felt the company would be better without him, kind of at the forefront of it right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Now, the next one is Holly Baxter.
I almost added her, and can I tell you why I didn't?
Of course, yeah.
So the only reason, so I love Holly. I think she is amazing. She is just gorgeous, and she is so fit, and she's such a big part of the fitness industry. But when I find I scroll past her Instagram stuff a lot lately because I don't even know if I'm following her right now because it's very advertising. It's a lot of advertising. Like all her posts now are related to selling something. It's not as much about just her journey and the fitness and and competing and stuff. I find that a lot of it is just sharing whatever it is they're selling right now, and
Yeah.
so I kind of got bored of that. So I find that if I am following her, which I probably am, I just scroll past.
And so I'll give you the rebuttal as to why.
Yeah.
Holly is Lay Norton's wife, and her schooling as well is it's outstanding, the amount of schooling she's done in the fitness industry and health. But as she has alluded to in videos as of late, that's all that they can do. They are not going to gyms. They are not prepping people. They are not. There's no contests. They are not meeting with people. They are basically in this deep quarantine as well. So without putting content out there that isn't new and fresh, like how much can she really teach us at home that
That's
she hasn't
true.
already?
Good point. Yeah.
That right now there is a lot of, if everybody's at home, let's make sure that you have seen this book that we have on Fat Loss Forever, or this book on cooking right now. So that is one of the reasons that they have stated as to why they're pushing, because they're really at a disadvantage of not being able to put out fresh
So
new
they've
content.
even touched on it on as
Yes.
far as their content goes. See, and I didn't see that. So
Yeah.
that makes sense though. That I can understand and is probably a problem for a lot of people. I didn't even think about like, hello, just because doesn't mean they're not in quarantine too. I have to remember
Yeah.
they're people and they have the same regulations they have to follow as well.
Yeah.
So I can totally, that makes sense.
Yeah. So, but she's, if you want your brain rattled, she can do it too, just like Lane. They are both very, very smart people. And like Jamie said, her body transformation too. She's done bodybuilding, or not bodybuilding, fitness. She's done fitness and powerlifting. So she does both, and she manages them very well.
Yeah. One thing I
So-
do love about Holly is about body image and stuff too is she, her husband has talked about how she does not like posting photos of just like by herself. Like she's pretty even though people will be like, yeah, right, that's what most for Instagram is her in, swimsuits or in, herself, but she really isn't. She's pretty like gets embarrassed, like when he'll talk about how she's been embarrassed like about certain photos and hesitate to post and stuff, and I like that about her as well. Is something I always liked about her, when he has touched on that for sure.
And if you ever want to learn more about artificial sweeteners and the danger you think that they do to you, go listen to her and Lane dissect the science behind artificial sweeteners, and you're like, oh Jesus. So not as bad as you might think.
Their posts are fun. Hers and her husband's are fun to read comments. Like if you want to watch
Yes.
just for entertainment, like if you have nothing else to do, you just want to go down that rabbit hole, the arguing is hilarious because you're going to have that person that's going to argue, and then that person's going to get their 500 likes because those same people feel that have read the same article they did, and I just really I love when someone can put somebody else in their place. Like I just I get a kick out of that. Like
Someone will be like, well, Dr. So-and-so said this, and then Lane will know, he'll be like, well, what about Doctor saying this in this research paper years ago? Like, it's that type of stuff where he just has it in the back of his mind ready to throw in your face.
Yeah.
This one I'm not going to touch too long on because I don't know why I kept it in, because like The Rock, it's just a given. Gary Vaynerchuk is going to give you inspiration daily, multiple times a day, almost to the point where sometimes you're like, Jesus Christ, I get it. Like sometimes you can listen to too much Gary V to where it's like.
But you know what I love about Gary Vee, because I'm also a Gary Vee fan. What I love with Gary Vee is, again, reading comments on some of their posts. People will be like, oh my gosh, his recycled stuff, blah, blah, blah. We've heard it all before. But the thing with Gary Vee is he wants you to be successful with what he shared with you and run with it and not have to go back to him. Like he is very much like, let me do what I say, go do it, see what happens. And then you don't need to come come back here again. So
Yeah.
you don't need to listen to me for an inspiring quote every day. You should be doing your thing and being successful with that, with the tools I've already given you. And so that's what I really love about him is like the people are like, well, then don't follow him anymore. Like his goal is for you to learn, be successful, and go from there. You shouldn't have to refer back to him every day for help. Like that's kind of where
Yeah.
his thing is. So it's not that it's recycled, it's what works and what's worked for him, what's worked for other people, and he is, sharing that again and wanting you to take that. So
And
that's
even
what I've
though it
always
is
liked.
recycled, it's still good.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't depreciate the value of its meaning. Like
Yeah.
it still is there for people that haven't seen it to grab it.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
but yeah, it's just a given. These two, I visit daily. Neil deGrasse Tyson, astrophysicist. He's just.
Did you skip one above that?
It was Emily.
Oh.
Yeah. Astrophysicist that is able to break science down so that we peasants can understand. And he's funny. He's just awesome. Just loves what you can tell the passion what he does. He does not sound like a scientist when you hear him speak. I mean, he sounds like the articulate English professor that knows science. That he doesn't say, when he talks, you're not like, what the fuck is he saying? Because he's so well at breaking it down for you. And the next one is Russell Brand. Every time that he's been on Rogan, I've fallen in love with him a little bit more. But paying attention to his YouTube and his Instagram, he is so fucking smart and open-minded that I really have been getting a lot of value from him lately, whether it's meditation, whether it's self-awareness that he talks about, or really just breaking down societal differences, whether it's politics or culture. He's so smart, and his real life portrayal of what he is in the movies, obviously everyone in Hollywood isn't different, but
Have you seen the other fellow?
yeah,
I love him. I actually, anytime you put him on, like I do find I like listening to him. I don't know if it's just his accent, but I do enjoy listening to him speak. I know you've put on a few things that he's, been on live or interviewing or whatever, and
and
I do enjoy
and
him.
sometimes it's hard because the English language, or I can't think of the word for it right now, but their use of vocabulary is so much more deep than what Americans traditionally use. They don't use as much slang as we do, and so sometimes when he speaks, it's like, whoa, what are you saying? Like, he definitely has a lot that he gets off his chest in a very quick amount of time. He's a very fast speaker. So Russell Brand, I've really fallen in love with. Just a couple more. Maddie Matheson.
No.
I used to be a big Action Bronson fan who had the show Fuck That's Delicious on Munchies, but he's really, as the more and more I see of him, he's just kind of been an asshole.
Is that the guy that cooks outside?
No,
Oh.
Action Bronson is the rapper, the big dude with the blue eyes and the buzzed hair, has a thick New York accent.
Okay.
And so Matty was kind of coming on because he's been on Munchies too. Matty is more of a funny, just his voice is high pitched and he yells when he talks. But his Instagram is just a breath of fresh air too because he's very transparent in his life, what he's gone through, what's going on, and he's just fun to watch. I wouldn't say necessarily an inspiring or an inspiration that I get from, but he's just fun. It's just fun to go to his page and see what he's got going on because he's always making fun of something. So he's a good follow. And two more. Nature is Metal. Nature is Metal is a nature page that posts the shit that National Geographic or anything else doesn't show you. The ones that I was showing you the other day is actually from Predator vids, not from Nature's Metal.
Oh, okay.
But nonetheless, Nature's Metal still posts some pretty crazy stuff, and it's just one of those that connects you with nature on a different level than some of the documentaries. And it's just the circle of life sometimes is insane. And if you want a really good nature page, this is the one to go follow. So check that out.
Cool.
And my last one is Mark Wiens from Migrationology. Whoa.
Whoa.
I came across Mark within this last year sometime, and he is probably the happiest guy that I've ever seen doing YouTube videos.
He is just loves life and food.
The reason I love Mark is because he has gone to so many places when it comes to food, whether it's in Russia, Dagestan. He just did a tour in Jamaica, Afghanistan, Iran. He goes to all these places and somehow has connections where he finds these food places, whether it's a 5-star place in Afghanistan that you didn't even know was that big, but is one of the most well-known restaurants. I feel like I've gotten to travel the world vicariously, mind you, with him, because there are places around this world that I had no idea that food was coming out of like
He
this.
goes to some shady looking places too.
Yeah.
Scott, we watch his YouTube often, and I go back and forth with watching it with him. But there's places where you're like going down some freaking dark, scary alley into like this little shack that looks like,
everywhere.
like it just looks scary. And he's like, oh my gosh, some of the best food. I mean, I very seldom see him dislike anything, but he is, it's just amazing to me. Like places where I'm like, is he safe there? Like that looks scary. Like he's going to die. And that's just me being sheltered here in this, little town that we live in. But I enjoy him too, though. It is, and he really does. Like every time he takes a bite, like he's even commented on it, like, "Oh, I didn't say whoa," or he uses a different word. But he really is. You can't help but like get happy and smile when you see him, because he's got like crinkly eyes from smiling so much.
Yeah. And so I really do, if it's not a place in the city, he'll go to a remote village where they have to drive a car hours and hours to this dirt rock desert where they are making this barbecue or this meal for 50 people, and it's just everyone's involved. So it's things like that where it's not just, a city food. He does everything. And so, like Jamie said, he's just, the dude is so happy at what he gets to do for his life. He went to school in America, but his wife live in Thailand.
You got a little one.
Got a little one that
with them
goes
to a lot
everywhere
of
with them. So if you're looking, he is basically, now I know this might piss some people off because he's not on that level. His YouTube's version of Anthony Bourdain, but he doesn't give his opinion and his outlook on the culture that he goes to visit. He basically enjoys the food with them, and he lets them explain. He doesn't place his ideas on what it's about. He just enjoys it, tells us what it's like, and then just shares the culture with us. So I know he's not on the Anthony Bourdain level, which is very high to get to, but the places that he's traveled is why I kind of draw that comparison. So
cool deal.
Really, really, really cool. All right, so I just thought that was fun. If you are home and listening, throw us some messages on some of your big social media following or social media influences that you like in our messages on Salty Blowie that maybe you have the same, or maybe we have no idea that they exist. So, yeah, we have. Are your videos funny?
My one video is funny, and it's completely inappropriate, and you're probably going to be surprised I'm even sharing it, but it made me laugh, so.
Okay, so. Which one? Not that. It's not that. It's this.
One.
Okay. Is there any explaining you have to do, or just play it?
No, well, I don't think so. I've only watched it back once, and I was like, I'm just going to save this for the podcast. But it's really not appropriate. It's your humor.
Get a rum and coke?
You got it. There you go.
It said I wanted a rum and coke.
You gave him an apple.
Let's try the apple, buddy.
Tastes like rum.
We got to turn it around.
Oh my God, it tastes like coke. This is amazing.
You're welcome.
I get a gin and tonic.
You got it. Gin and tonic. Enjoy.
I asked for a gin and tonic.
Trust me, it's worth it.
Another piece of fruit.
Oh, it tastes like gin.
There you go. Turn it around.
Oh, it tastes like tonic. It's like my favorite way to get drunk now.
It's amazing.
Oh no.
Hey, buddy, what can I get for you?
1 sec, can't decide.
Is that Brad Williams?
No matter what you want, this guy's got an apple for every taste.
Yeah, just believe, man. Order one.
Jeez. Okay, in that case, do you have an apple that tastes like pussy?
Do I have an apple that tastes like pussy? Is that what you're talking about?
That tastes like shit.
Turn it around.
Oh my god.
You're welcome.
No way. Where did you find this gem?
Shandon sent that to me via messenger the other day, and I was like, oh, this is so not something I would normally have found. This is
No way.
my husband and everybody else's humor.
That is so good. Yeah, that was Brad. That's so awesome. That's a good one. I'm gonna have to share that one in the stories. I have 3. They're really short, but they're sometimes the captions make videos more funny than what they are.
Yeah.
And this says, when you're trying to impress Keisha from down the block, and it's basically a dude who looks like he's all blooded out in his
Yeah.
in his red gear, and he's about to do something on the fence.
Blew up for the flip.
Oh my god.
God damn it.
Oh no, why do you let go?
I don't know.
That's funny.
This, I don't know why nobody yelled for this poor girl.
Ayo, something traumatic happened that changed my life. Check.
Oh,
Ayo, something
I
traumatic
didn't know
happened that
they're
changed my
filming
life.
her. Why didn't
Check.
anybody yell? The door's closed.
oh, I think someone's recording it, but I think that's her voiceover.
Oh, God damn it.
It's showing what happened. Poor thing.
This is hilarious because everyone can relate.
Is he opening a wrist?
Hallelujah, Sunday morning.
Oh my gosh. He looks drunk and high too.
But the caption on TikTok said these Ritz are spring-loaded, which they always are.
Yeah,
because
I know. Opening certain things are things with lids.
Hallelujah, Sunday morning.
That's all of them too. Sometimes just a couple come out, but that was like the whole roll.
Fuck. It went everywhere.
That was funny.
All right. Yeah, those are the short videos this week. Now, how many memes do you have? 3?
I don't
4?
remember.
3?
Scroll all the way down. Let me see. No, I don't remember what I sent. You're just gonna have to.
All right. So
That one's funny. That first one.
This one?
That one.
Okay.
Here's one of my memes. It's like one of those tweet things, and it says, well,
Oh my
hopefully
God.
you can see it, but they're like, it's when
This
people,
isn't
when it
you.
looks like conversations between two people, and this is the reason I had to share is because it's so me. So it says me, and it's blank, and then it says my wife, blank, me, blank, wife, blank, me, blank, wife, blank, me, blank, wife, blank, me, meaning my husband here, stands up, wife, while you're up. I do this all the time to him, and that's why it cracked me up because I was like, "This is our life." We'll be sitting on the couch, and I'm like, "Oh, I'm thinking in my head, I
She'll
really
sit
want
there for
my ice
hours
cream."
before she gets
I
up.
really want ice cream or something, but I don't want to get up and get it. And then I know eventually he's gonna have to get up to get water or something. And sure enough, when he gets up, I'm like, "Babe, what are you doing?" And he'll tell me no, but he always does it.
There's times where I don't get up for a while either, and she'll even ask, like, "Do you need to get anything?" Like, she'll even, like, "Okay, you're
Are
not
you getting up
up."
anytime soon? No.
Did you make this? Because this is
No, but it makes me laugh because think of there's so many people in the world that
other
are like us.
bitches that do it.
Click on that one. Let me read that. I don't remember if that's a quote or. It's more of a quote.
Okay.
That one. Oh yeah.
Oh my
This
God.
is just a stupid joke.
Pun.
It says, "How do you steal a coat? You jack it." Get it? How
Please
do you
don't
steal a
delete
coat?
me.
And then it's you jacket, but it's spelled like jacket that you put on.
For those that couldn't put that together.
This one, children born 9 months from now should be referred to as children of the corn. So Quarn, like quarantine, children of the corn. And as it is, I have a few friends with children of the corn coming up in the next 9 months.
I don't know how I didn't see this one. I'm normally seeing all the quarantine memes, but I didn't
Yeah.
see that one.
Do I have any more? I think that's it.
I think that's it.
I think I'm missing a quote. I thought I had one more quote in there, but I guess I forgot to send it. That's okay. Nope, that's fine.
Anything in here?
No, I don't see it. It was a big yellow one, so I must not have sent it over.
Okay.
It's fine. It's not a big deal. I'll use the other one then.
Okay.
That's it. Those are my funnies of the day. I did pretty good with my video. Thanks, Shandon.
Yes, that is awesome. All right, let's go with your quote.
Okay, it's from an Instagram page that I follow that I love called the Female Hustlers. It says, tip of the day, if you want to be happy, don't take stuff personal, let things go. Don't take stuff personal, let things go, let people be. Focus on you, your mental health, your spiritual health, and your well-being physically and financially. Boom. I mean, that just basically explains it all. So, but for real. And I know a lot of people that have a struggle with some of those. So really, like taking things personal, don't.
Yeah.
Never. That will just bring you down if you take things personal. Letting things go. I even struggle with that sometimes. Only with you.
Only with me. Nobody else.
Let people be. Like, that's so important. Just let people be. Like, the same thing like with even all the people at the beach. There's nothing we can do about it. You know, you got to just let people be and figure things out for themselves. But focusing on you, your mental health, your spiritual health, and your well-being physically and financially. Because ultimately, all those things together equal a much happier life if you're in a better, if you're doing okay in those areas. So, word.
Sweet, I like it. Female Hustlers at official TFH. This quote is actually a football quote that can be applied to anything. This is from the great Vince Lombardi. Once you learn to quit, it becomes a habit. And the reason I like this one is like I said, it can apply to anything in life, but it is so true that quitting is so much easier than going through the hard stuff of whether it's attaining a goal, whether it's fitness, health, business, finances. Like the good habits they almost seem like they take longer to create and to keep and sustain, and it's a lot easier and quicker to quit. And the bad habits are a lot easier to sustain.
Yeah.
Because it's not that hard. Bad habits are not hard. That's why they're bad. So this one I just really liked.
Yeah. I like the one below it too.
Yes, yeah. This one was by Lou Holtz, the great Notre Dame. I don't think he coached at Penn, but anyways, Lou's a funny coach. He's an awesome guy too. The ability is what you're capable of doing. Motivation determines what you do, and attitude determines how well you do it.
I like that. Word to that one too.
Attitude is just as much as anything when it comes to motivation or success or anything of the sort. So
that's why I have to tell you sometimes to change your attitude when you wake up grumpy.
Yeah, right.
Like a ass face.
See, she didn't even want to say it out loud. She whispered it and turned it to me. Yeah, so that's it for episode 21. I hope you guys are surviving this quarantine.
Oh, I'm hungry.
I know I shouldn't have left that
he's
burrito
got his
on.
like hoagie wrap up. So I'm like, can you go get us lunch now? Oh, and I'm on week 3 of no Starbucks. High five me, yo.
Crazy.
That's
insane. Not even on
a
Sundays.
lot of money saved in my Venmo account.
Yeah.
But no, for real, I really am on my 3rd week of no Starbucks. I've been making my chai at home. My favorite one, I forget what it's called. It's in a powder form. I got it at Target the first week I ordered. I was like, I'm going to go with this. So I got that. Really, really liked it. The second week, actually, Target was out of it and I couldn't find it anywhere else. So I just grabbed the one of the other concentrated ones. I didn't love it as much, so I ran out. But then Target had the one I really liked in powder form again. So I got 2 containers, which lasts me a whole week. And that's $2.99. And that's so $2.99 for what, 6 chais, because then I get a new one on the 7th day.
That's a good deal.
Is so good compared to, and I've been adding water to it, so I'm not even using milk or anything. It's huge savings there, just because normally my chai drink with all my special add-ons and stuff is about $4.75.
I would imagine not just savings in money, but I would imagine the calories are probably cut in half or close to.
Probably. So I bought 2 jars of that. So for $6, I have 2 weeks worth of chais, which is kind of insane to me. Like it's kind of funny, but if you've seen me drinking it, I made it too hot. So I'm like, my tongue. But yeah, so yay me and savings and all that good stuff.
So, yeah, awesome. Um, I just see maybe I am getting old. At my birthday, I'm getting old. Yeah, if you'd like to support the show, go to patreon.com, whatever. I'm going to put the description. I need to memorize it. I'm going to put it in the description. Not next week, but sometime in May, we are going to get my cousin Alex, who lives in Australia, on the show. We are going to FaceTime, Zoom, whatever works better. Just so that we don't interfere with this computer, we will probably be doing it on either an iPad or
My
a
laptop.
laptop, so that we can screen grab it, so that we record her, obviously visual, and save it. So, or maybe there's an app out there that you don't know where you can just automatically record the call. Maybe Zoom does that. I don't know. I haven't messed with it enough, but it'd just be fun to talk to her because Alex went to school down in Orange County. She's from this area, and we can talk some fun stuff when it comes to what she's doing over in Australia. Her boyfriend works for the Special Forces, and just a completely different life that she lives now, living over down under.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun. I'm excited to get someone on here, and she's just as excited as well because she misses us all here. So.
No, I think she misses her family. I don't think she misses anything else here.
Well, yeah, not here.
She loves it there.
No. So, anyways, yeah, if you're not already, go follow us on Salty Blowie on Instagram, and also go subscribe to us on iTunes and Spotify. Even if you
I
don't,
need to do that too.
yeah, Jesus, woman. So
Forgot you told me that.
even if you don't download them and you are watching it visually, or I am sorry, even if you don't listen to it with the audio version, downloading helps a lot, and so does subscribing. So if you have iTunes or the podcast app or Spotify, all you have to do is look up Salty Blowie and you'll find us to subscribe and download the episodes. It really helps out. So, yeah, any more shout outs that you want to give before we get out of here?
No, my friend Jessica that did a really nice post about me the other day.
Yes.
Thompson, Wilden. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your married name right, but Jessica Thompson to me for all the years we've known each other. I woke up and had this really nice post just about me as a entrepreneur, of her supporting my businesses and just sharing me. And like one of
Very
those things,
nice.
like I don't get very emotional. Like it's hard for me to get I'm not an emotional person, except when it comes to certain things.
Cold-hearted snake.
I am. But it was one of those things. I have actually reread it numerous times because it just meant the world to me. It's been shared a few times. The comments on it were just super sweet, and it's just a little. I don't think she realized how much it would mean to me, or how many other people would actually respond to it as well. People that we don't even know. Just talking about the support that we had, because I responded back to her on it. And just the replies we've gotten about how people really admire the support for one another. And it just meant a lot to me. Like I said, I think it was a little thing to her, not, she just trying to put me out there and share me and how she feels about me. But it was really cool. It was a really cool, really very sweet. I screenshot it so I can save it forever. But yeah, so shout out to my girl Jess. I really, really meant more to me than you probably realize. But it was one of those days where I was just getting all kinds of like messages on my stories and like, keep up the good work, girl. We see you hustling, working your business every day. Nothing slowing you down. And those little things like mean so much to me because, I am doing work every day, but I'm getting the opportunity to still do what I love, in a different kind of way. But at the same time, I also have, a family to help, here at home support too. We are a family of 6 and he's putting in a lot of hours. So, it's important to me to continue to do what I can as well. So it's just really nice to, get that, I'm so big on, lifting up other people and, I just, have such a passion for loving on others. It's really a nice feeling when your friends and people, you know, and you don't know, reach out to you as well. So thanks for that. I, thought that was really cool. So
Yeah, that was awesome. That was a nice post. And like Jamie said, for those of that don't even know either of them, they were able to see the genuine meaning behind it. So
yeah, exactly. It was really cool.
all right. Well, want to thank you everybody for joining us on episode 21, and we are looking forward to getting another week down, and we will see you all next week.
Yeah. And my other friend Jess, I miss you. My hair slayer. My hair is looking sad. And I actually trimmed it myself the other day in the bathroom. I took scissors and was trying to trim my ends, but I don't think I cut enough off. I think beauty people in the beauty industry should be essentials.
Yes.
Including myself. You need your tan. But I miss Jess. Okay, I'm out now.
All right. All right, guys. Well, we will see you all next week. All right.
All right. Cheers.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.